Hi everybody, it's me, Mrs. Oliver, and I am excited because today I'm going to show you how to create your own crossword puzzle in Google Sheets. Before we start, you may be wondering why would I want to create my own crossword puzzle? Well, as you recall, crossword puzzles have a lot to do with definitions and knowing the word that's associated with that definition. This can play into Marzano's 6 steps. This can be one of your games or activities that you have students do, or even a review activity for your students in your content area. And it uses Google Slides, which is awesome. You can customize it and create it yourself. So I'm going to show you, there's 10 steps overall, and we're going to go through this presentation. This presentation will be in the site that I have for us, and yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing you want to do when you're creating a crossword puzzle of your own is you're going to want to create a blank Google Sheet. Fastest way to do it is to, in the cursor at the very top, type in sheets.new, like in the GIF, hit enter, it'll create a blank Google Sheet for you. The next step, step 2, is to go ahead and select your cells, your columns is easier, and resize them. The fastest way to do this, and as you can see in my GIF, is I'm holding down the control key. The control key is at the bottom left-hand side of your keyboard. If you can't find it, it should be there. It's under shift. Again, I hold down control as I'm clicking and selecting the cells. So I'll select them. Once they're selected, I go ahead and I'll drag from the top of the cell by the letter, drag the cell size of one of them, and it'll resize all of the ones that are currently selected. You know it's selected if it's in blue. So you want to make sure it gets into a little square type shape. I don't do a very good job in this one. I think it's still rectangle, but try your best to get a square so you get the crossword puzzle effect. Step 3, while they're all selected at the same time, I change the formatting to bold, and I change the formatting of the cells to center alignment. And then I know some people will change the formatting of the font size to something like 14. I didn't in this GIF, but you definitely can change the formatting of however will help you create this and even your students. So that's what I do in step 3, change the cells formatting. All right, step 4, now I go ahead and I start typing in my vocab words that I want for this crossword puzzle. So as you can see, I am using each cell for each letter in that vocab word, and you can be creative. Make sure you're using vertical and horizontal patterns, however that works for you, that you can associate them. As you can see for this example, since I'm a Google trainer, I used a lot of Google tools like form, meet, keep, etc. Step 5, color in the empty cells. So any cells that don't have a letter for that vocab word, you can go ahead and color it in. Pick your favorite color or any color you would like. As you can see, took me a while to do this one. Best tip I can offer you again is that control key. Hold down your control key as you're selecting the cells, and then all at once click to do the color. However you do it, it's up to you, but you want to go ahead and try your best to get all the colors. Hit control. If by accident you have one that's colored and there's a letter like oops, like I did in the GIF, you change it back to white or anything to blend it back in. Step 6, you're going to want to add a note to the beginning letter of each vocab word. So inserting a note, I said add a note, but it's actually, when you look at the GIF, it says insert note, same thing. Inserting the note, as you can see in the box, gives you a little box to go ahead and put your definition or any hints. You can resize that note box to be more or less. And as you can see in the example, I just put the definition. So when a student is completing the crossword, they click that little empty box, the beginning one, they'll get the hint. In other examples, you can also put, like, let's say you have for the meat one, I didn't do it in this, but let's say I have that, I could put like 4 down, so 4 letters down, however I want to do it, to let them know how to complete the crossword puzzle. But yeah, so you go ahead and do that. Insert or add the note. I'll change the presentation to say insert instead of add, but for this video it does say add, so it's the same thing. You'll put a note. Step 7, before you do anything else, name your document at this step if you haven't yet, and make a copy of your own. That's going to be your answer key. So please name your document and save the answer key so you remember what the words were. Okay, that's important for you to do. And in this video, I go to File, make a copy, and then I'll choose where to save it in my drive. After you've done that, made your answer key, then you could go ahead and delete the words. As you can see, as I'm deleting the words and the letters, the notes are still there, and that's how the students get the definition to complete the crossword puzzle. Step 9. So step 9 is very open-ended. You can decide how to give this assignment to your students. If you're using Schoology and you're familiar with Schoology and Google integration, you can get it to create a copy automatically for your students in Schoology, so you don't have to worry about the step 10 I'm about to show you. This also works for Google Classroom, but we are using Schoology more this school year, so try your best to use that. Always best practice though, check the share settings. Please check the share settings. Always check the share settings. And yeah, so that's why you see me do that in this GIF, is checking the share settings and changing them if I need to. So let's say you didn't want to put it in Schoology, and another idea to go ahead and force your students to make a copy is to use the template preview trick. So this trick is basically, you're going to go ahead at the beginning of the GIF, you'll see, I'll start talking once I start doing it. There's the example of the template. So to create a template or force your students to create their own template, you are going to take that share link that you copy, and then you're going to, you as the teacher, copy it, paste it somewhere. From this /edit, you'll delete the /edit, anything after that, and replace it with template /preview instead. Hit enter, and that gives you this link that just popped up that forces people to make their own template. It also, you can also use some other tricks, but if you want to use the template one, which I like the most, so they can see what they're about to make a copy of themselves, I use that one. So just, again, you'll take that share link, delete anything after the edit, or the edit and anything after, and replace that with template preview, and then that's the link you'll share with others, the one that has the template preview ending instead, and then that'll force them to create their own template. As always though, practice it, make sure it works, ask a friend, ask someone to test it out before you start giving it to everybody, and then once you know it works, it works. So step 11, do the crossword. And that's pretty much it. Hopefully this is a good idea and y'all like it. Hopefully it helps you in your classroom instruction and the students enjoy it and create games. I hope it helps. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.